Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and today I'm going to be building a custom background for every one of my pizzerias. Now, don't get the wrong idea. I don't mean I'm going to go back to both of the pizzerias and build custom ones. I'm not stupid, alright? I'm not doing that. What I will be doing, however, is creating a world template for whenever I want to build anything custom. So this could be for Fnaf builds, it could be for horror game builds in general, it could just be for anything really that I need it for. So basically what I want is a template world where have I already said this? Did I just say this? Yes, I in fact did just say this. So I'm going to say what I'm actually trying to say, which is, let me explain. So basically what I'm going to have in this world is a custom road just like the last video I did, but I'm also going to have custom terrain and trees on top of it, just so that way my places that I build feel a lot less minimal and out of reality, because I want to have my backgrounds nice. I don't want to just plant trees, which did take me forever to do. I don't want to just plant trees, I want to have an actual background. Some life into my goddamn builds. So that's what we're doing today. We are breathing life into my builds by adding a background that isn't just trees planted, it's just beautiful terraining, hopefully, if everything goes right. So let's just get right into it. Now, I've done some world edit magic to add this little area here. Now, I think what I will do is have this area right here where all the trees are and maybe a background building right there. And I can have this background, this area here for the pizzeria. Or this area adjacent for the, for the pizzeria. But I actually found a color palette already that I want to do for the actual roads. And I think this is a very nice color palette. It is kind of dark, I will admit, but I did want the rows to feel old and kind of used, but I think what I'm going to do is experiment with some more color palettes, see if this is the one I want to go for, or if I'm going to choose a different one. Alright, so I found a new color palette because, yeah, this one was too dark. It's just, I mean, it's a good color palette, but yeah, like I said, it is too dark. This one, however, I feel like I've gotten right. This one is more lighter, but it's also a lot more what I was envisioning anyway. So we are going to go with this one, which means I need to change all this into this. So I will be back when I have done that. Boom, one footpath later and it is all done. Now this footpath actually looks super good. I actually think it's better than my last footpath that I made, and I think the block palette I chose for it has actually worked out quite nice. Now, I think it's about time we move on to the next thing, so let's just get on with that. Now, the reason why I'm starting the terraforming process here rather than at the beginning is because throughout this video, I've had quite a lot of problems with the replay mod and doing time lapses, so a lot of my stuff either got deleted or just wasn't good enough to use. So you don't get to see me doing the basic layout, you just get to see me doing the fine tuning. Now, I am very happy with how this turned out. It looks bloody fantastic. I know it doesn't look like much now, but trust me, it gets a lot better from here. It was really strange because I wanted to base it off of Mumbo Jumbo's terraforming that he's done recently, but I also wanted to make it a little more my own. In terms of shapes and the use case of the terraforming and what scenario it's been put in. So I did that and I think it's turned out rather lovely. Alright, so now it's time to actually work on the trees now that I've got the basic terrain done. And don't worry, this isn't like the final product. It's not going to fully look like this. I am going to change it, like add boulders, grass, whatnot, all sorts of stuff to make it look nice. But for now, we're just going to do the trees. Now, I actually haven't built any trees before, so hopefully nothing goes wrong. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. Guys, nothing will go wrong, alright? Nothing could ever possibly go wrong, alright? I've got this in the bag. So remember how I made that joke just now about, about something going wrong? Well, nothing ended up going wrong. Everything went smoothly. I was expecting there to be a lot more trouble with this tree because I've never built custom trees before. But it actually went by rather smoothly, actually. I did use a design from a YouTuber called Fwip2. I will have a link to his channel in the description, but I really liked his trees. I saw them on YouTube and I was like, yep, that's exactly how one of my trees did look. But I didn't make my trees one-to-one with his. I did do some minor design changes, mostly with the leaves. Like at one point, I want them to be more saggy looking, like the wind has blown them a bit and they're just hanging there. And you do end up seeing that. But yeah, I think the trees came out very well. I did ended up making small trees afterwards. Those ones I completely made by myself, and you will see them later on after I finished the rest of the forest. But this tree looked beautiful and I'm so happy with how it turned out. And it's such a good tree for my first tree, guys. I'm so happy with how it turned out, honestly. But enough yapping, here's the final product. Okay, so my first tree is done, and I think it's come out quite well, actually. I mean, I've never built custom trees before, as I said, and I quite like it. Honestly, it could be better, but I think it's looking super good, and I can't wait to see what this little foresty area looks like when it's filled with these trees, along with grass and boulders and whatnot. So I think it's gonna work, guys. I think it's gonna work. Okay, so I finished the forest and it looks bloody fantastic. I am so happy with how it's turned out. Look at this thing. It's amazing. I've never built any custom terrain before, let alone custom trees, rocks. And for my first time, I think it's turned out bloody brilliant. Look at this. I mean, the scale of it as well. Look how big this forest is compared to me. And it's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to get that big feeling, but like, it's like, you know, windy, like that time, it's that time of year where it's windy and like, you know, the grass is growing, it's cold, and I think I got that quite well. I mean, look at these trees. This is just brilliant. I love this. I even added some rocks as well to show how old this place is, you know, just rocks laying around. Maybe I've added too much rocks. I think I have added too much. I'll probably have to get rid of a couple, but look at this place. It looks good. I'm so happy with how it's turned out, honestly. It's just turned out so much better than I could ever think it would. I mean, I love this. This is so fun. I need to do this more often, honestly. Look at this. And it was actually quite therapeutic actually working on it, to be honest with you. Oh look, there's an empty spot already. I might have to add another tree there. Well, I guess I'll be doing that. But yeah, I'd say that the forest here is pretty much done. I might have gone just a little bit overboard. But yeah, the forest is all done. I've also decided to do along the sides just because I felt like this map needed it. I've also doubled this a bit as well, because before it was only like up to these like two big trees and a little bit of like moss down there. But I decided to double it because it was just far too thin for my liking. But I think it's turned out quite nicely. And yeah, I think it's given these trees just make this place feel so much more alive. I mean, look at this place. It's great. I mean, I wanted to do a time lapse of me building all this, but I couldn't because my time lapse machine, it broke. It gone. It died. And it just wouldn't work. It deleted the fucking time lapse, and you know, the time lapse corrupted. It was bad. Very bad. But enough of that, no point dwelling on that. The forest is 90% done. I've still got to do a road along here. I also want the road to go along here, but I also want to have a convenience store here. And I don't know how or what I'm going to do for that, because I've never built a convenience store before, so that'll be a new experience as well. But yeah, I'm going to have a convenience store somewhere along here, then have the road going past that. maybe some more forests like this going along there, and then all I'll have to worry about after that is building a car park area for whatever build I want to have here. And then it should be done. So yeah, let's just get on with it. We're in the final stretch now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have finished, and hey you. Hello? Yeah, you. This is my recording. This is my video. What are you doing? Sorry. I am a goofy goober. But as that random guy was trying to say, I have in fact finished the map. Now, I'm going to go step by step on the things I've added, the details, and go just into overall more overarching details on the overall build that I've done. Just that way I can work through it in my brain and it'll be easier for me to explain that way. So, let's just get right on with the tour. Now, I've turned on shaders just so you guys get the full effect of this lovely, lovely world. But we'll start with over here. Now, originally I wasn't gonna have a forest back here, but I felt like it needed it because, let's be honest, I don't really want to build this forest again when I'm working on Fnaf maps, so I've decided just to have it there, and I did not continue the concrete path just in case I ever wanted to have a back garden or backyard or whatever I might need for a build, or if I just need extra space in general. That is why I haven't actually continued this block going forward. But that is the reason for this, and it's basically just a copy and paste of this, sorry. It's just a copy and paste of that over here, basically. So when I show you the big details of that, it'll be there as well. But I also extended the tree line for over here. I've added this thing, like I rotated it, did all sorts with it, some modifications as well, and I duplicated it and added it here. That thing is back again. Guys, I've turned off structures on this world and it's still here. Go away! But, yeah, it's basically just a copy and paste thing. I did do a couple of my technical details here and there that are different. So it isn't one-to-one, but it's basically one-to-one. I did add these like little paths here to show that like the children around here or the adults would, you know, they break in here to like go explore in a forest. I imagine for this area, why it's so steep is I imagine that this place, like this area in general, would be where like water would flow and there'd be like flooding and whatnot, which is why this place is so green and wet and looking and droopy, because I imagine this place is very cold and wet and it rains so much that there was like a river that went along here reforming the landscape, and I just like this. I think it tells a story, and I'm very happy with that little area. But I also added some pebbles and some rocks for the corner here, because, you know, I just thought it looked nice. And if you're wondering about this chest, this is just some of the building blocks I used, not all of them. If I wanted to put all the building blocks I used for this map in there, then it wouldn't fit. There was a lot of building blocks, I'll just say that. But you might be wondering, where is all the car parks? Well, I'm not going to do that because for every single pizzeria I do or whatever build I'm doing, everything will be different. Like, it's got to be different almost every time. So I'm not going to do that. That will be a problem for future me or whenever I use this map. But I did add a driveway here that is to scale with the rest of the road. Just that way people can get in and out. I textured it a bit and I think it looks really good actually. Should I explore the forest or should I go back there first? You know what? I'll explore the forest last because I'm very happy with the terrain. No, actually I'll do it first because you guys have already seen a bit of it anyway, so I'll just do a little bit of an explanation on what I was doing. Why? Go away. I don't want you here. But as you can see, I did double it, and I think I showed you that already, but now it's just a matter of like showing you what it looks like from the inside. Now this forest looks so bloody nice. I love it. It is amazing. Look at the atmosphere. It just feels large in presence and just so alive. It's so nice. I used frame slabs for some of the mossy bits here. I love the trees, the rocks, and all sorts. It looks so bloody nice, guys. I love it so much. Now, I'm just speechless, guys. For my first ever, like, custom build for terrain. Oh, well, that shouldn't be there. Ignore that, guys. But for my first time ever doing terraforming, I should say, I think this came out incredibly well, even if it is modded. And I love it so much. Now, I must say that I was actually inspired by Mumbo Jumbo and a couple of other YouTubers when building this. But I completely built this off by hand. I copy and pasted a couple of the trees because I didn't feel like bloody doing it. I did rotate them, however, and like do all sorts with them. And when I copy and pasted some of them, it would destroy half of another tree. So then I had to rebuild that tree anyway. So there are several different types of trees, guys. I swear. These small ones though, I did build by hand because unlike the big ones, they were a lot more harder to fit into the forest once it was all done and dusted. So yeah, I did build the small ones, all of them by hand. Yeah, I love this forest. I think it came out so well. It actually reminds me of Scotland, guys. I unintentionally made it like Scotland. I was trying to make it like, you know, like maybe no, not tundra. I don't know what it's called, but I wanted it cold, damp, and like droopy, as I said earlier. But I didn't intend for it to look like Scottish land. But it does look like Scottish land now, so you know, I'm happy with it anyway. But I'll show you the actual cliff formations because it is like got like the road has a little dip here where it like where the concrete just decays into rocks and stones, and then it reveals the cliff face of the actual terraining. Now I'm incredibly happy with the bloody cliff faces. Look at that. It looks so nice. And now this is, if you watch Mumbo Jumbo, you could probably tell that I very much did inspire the cliff faces from him on this build. But I loved what he did with those cliff faces, and I love what I've done here with them as well. It just looks so nice. It's so natural, organic, and it tells a story on what the weather is like here and how run down this place is. It's like an old backwater town, and I am so happy with it. It just looks so nice, like the road along here, and then it dipping down, only for the cliff face to go up higher above the road. Oh, it looks so nice. I'm so happy with that. But we'll move on to the next thing in the tour. So I have actually finished the road along here, if you guys couldn't tell. I have also done some footpathing as well, added a fence so way the wildlife won't get into the backs of shops and whatnot. But I did do some terraining here as well for the road. Now, I said I was going to add buildings here, but I'm not going to do that now. This world is just such a useful world where I can just practice doing builds on like certain areas. And this is what this whole area is for. It's like a plot of land for me to practice building on. There'd be shops, you know, like homes and whatnot. I could practice doing all that here with zero issues or cares in the world. And it will look super nice because it is a fully beautiful forest and fully functioning road, because I have a mod called Immersive Cars on, if I can find it somewhere. Here we are, Immersive Cars. And these roads are actually to scale with them. So it is actually a fully functioning road as well. We've got crosswalks here so people can get over. But I am so happy with how this looks. We're going to have, you know, shops back here, homes and whatnot. Very basic, only like a one-lane road in the middle. It probably should have been two-laned, but I didn't really feel like doing a two-lane road. I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible, so yeah, we're just sticking with the one-lane road. Now you might be wondering why I haven't continued the road and link it back up here, and that's because this is just a template world. It doesn't need to be that detailed. It's just a world for me to put builds on top of, not for it to be completely functional. Just to show you reference, I think I'm going to add a build here real quick, just that way you can see what this world looks like with a build on it. And here we have the actual build. See, I mean, I'm going to be honest, this tutorial world, well, not tutorial world, this preset world makes my big ass build right here look small as hell. Holy crap, overestimated how big my build was. God damn. But this is what it looks like inside this world, and it isn't too out of place if you ignore the flat area of nothingness. Yeah, I mean, I can fix this though, like, I can, like, you know, add extra little details to it, like, and whatnot, make it look more in place when I do a build, but, yeah, it's good, and it's a very good background world, actually. I mean, if I go in here, look out there, oh, that's bloody brilliant. Let's go for here, and, oh, wait a minute, if you look out here, look, it looks good. It's a nice house. It looks very nice, very natural. Yeah. Oh, they're gone. That's no good. Oh, well, that's gone too. Oh, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave that be. Yeah, I'm out of here. Yeah. See, like, it's a good world. I can just place a pizzeria here or wherever I need it to be. So it's a good world to have for future build projects. I was about to say products, but it's not a product, it's a project. And I do intend on doing more builds like this, or just more Fnaf content in general, so, you know. Also, if you do want to see this pizzeria, it is my last video. I recommend checking that out. There will be a link somewhere. I don't know where that somewhere is, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it. But yeah, this is what this is the world. I'm so happy with how it's turned out. And it's going to be very, very handy for future builds, because then I won't have to spend 5 years doing an outside, because I've already spent 5 years doing an outside. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment telling me what you want to see next from my channel. Now, I'm going to head off, but this is such a fun project to work on, and honestly, it's just so grand and nice. I love how it's turned out. And it's because it's like a plot of land type world, I can always come back to and add new buildings to it to make it feel more lively. And eventually there'll be a full-on town here, which would be super good to have. So I'm going to head off now. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.